The peace agreement was put to a public referendum in October 2016, but it was narrowly defeated with just over 50% of Colombians voting against it. However, President Santos was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his role in the peace process and urged not to let go of the momentum.
In November 2016, a new peace deal was reached between FARC and the Santos administration, which was submitted directly to Congress and passed with a majority vote. However, many remained discontent, citing concerns about the lack of punishment for war criminals and traffickers. Violent reprisals and attacks on grassroots activists have also continued, and the ELN has seen a rise in membership since the peace agreement was signed.
Despite the peace agreement, violence has persisted in many new forms.
Killings, forced displacement, and child recruitment are just some of the ways violence has continued to plague Colombia.
A new report from the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, has found that violence between armed groups in Colombia continues to displace and maim civilians. In their annual report on the country's humanitarian situation, the ICRC found that while violence between Colombian military and armed groups has dropped, more than 180,000 civilians were displaced in 2022 as non-state organizations wrestle for control of territory and resources.
Despite challenges, the government and Colombians are committed to eradicating violence and corruption.
Women have been both victims and combatants throughout Colombia's history of civil conflicts, but it wasn't until recently that they were included as active negotiators in the peace-building process.
As part of its ambitious total peace agenda, the new Colombian government recently restarted peace talks with the National Liberation Army, ELN, marking the first new negotiations since January 2019. And while this cycle of talks adopted the same agenda and process framework as the previous efforts, current President Gustavo Petro appointed a diverse and broad negotiations team in the hopes of generating early momentum and support.
Created using Powtoon.